der Sprichformular und heute sprechen wir über Praeteritum mit regelmäßigen Verben. We're going to talk about simple past with regular verbs. So in the information above, if you read through it, you'll see that we also have the simple past in English. It's sort of the difference between saying, I have eaten dinner or I ate dinner. It means the same thing, but a little tiny difference in context. As far as German, as far as when we use the simple past, that's actually our first thing right here. Simple past is frequently used in narratives and in stories. When we're talking in the past tense, sort of like once upon a time, it'll be used in our fairy tales when we get to that part, okay? So as far as forming the simple past, it's actually simple. What you do is you take the stem of the verb. So if I have a verb like spielen, I take the stem, spiel, and I put these endings at the end. Ta, test, ta, ten, tet, ten. Ta, test, ta, ten, tet, ten. Right? So if I want to say I played soccer in the simple past, if maybe I was writing a book about it, I would say ich spielte Fußball. Okay? In this example, meine Lehrerin wohnte ein Jahr in Deutschland. That translates to my female teacher lived in Germany. Germany for 1 year. Also notice how in English I put the time at the end, but in German it comes before in Germany. Okay, so that's simple, right? So the only thing, there's a couple little exceptions, and one of them is that when a stem of the verb ends in the letter T or D, an extra little E is inserted between the stem and the ending. And that's just simply so it doesn't get lost, okay? So if our verb is kosten, you'll see that the stem ends in a T. And since I normally add a T to the ending, right, you can't really hear the difference in 2 T's or 1 T. So they add an extra in there, so it becomes really apparent that this is the past tense, okay? So die Karte, okay, I take my stem, which would be kost, and then I add an extra E before I put the TE ending. Now, it is difficult to say, kostete, okay? But remember that this part of speech, or this past tense, isn't usually spoken very often. That would be the conversational past, which you learned in German too. Ich habe gesprochen, or es hat gekostet, okay? Let's do arbeiten, okay? And again, arbeiten ends stem in Arbeit, right? So I add the extra E, and I see, oh, Dieter is my subject. He's third person singular, so I add a TE in. So arbeitete, right? Dieter arbeitete immer zu viel. Dieter worked too much, all right? So let's go on and practice our first exercise. Was habt ihr gestern gemacht? What did you guys do yesterday? All right, we're going to be putting everything in the simple past. All right, einen Geburtstag feiern means we celebrated a birthday. Just say that in German, wir feierten einen Geburtstag. All right, let's do Nummer 1. So again, we're going to keep it in the wir form. In der Disco tanzen, my verb is tanzen. I take the stem of tanzen, which would be D-A-N-Z, and then I would add my simple past ending. And if I went to look up there, I would see the 10. Wir tanzten in der Disco. We danced at the disco. Past tense. All right. Try 2 through 6, putting your simple past endings, and we'll come back and check your answers. Sind wir wieder da und wir korrigieren unsere Antworten. Wir beginnen mit Nummer 2. Ja? Wir hörten Musik. Wir hörten Musik. Nummer 3. Wir planten eine Party. Nummer 4. Wir lernten Deutsch. Nummer 5. Wir machten die Arbeit. Und Nummer 6. Wir spielten Fußball. Einfach, yeah? That's why they call it simple past. One verb, it goes in the conjugated verb position, and that's all you need. Okay? Gehen wir weiter. Oh, I forgot one. Wir mähten den Rasen. Nummer 8. Okay, I have a table here. It has the verb in the infinitive form, and there's a space for the meaning in English. And then what would the simple past form of the verb be in the RCS form, which most often is the verb form that we use the most because it's used in the narrative form. We're usually talking about other people, although we do talk about ourselves as well. So arbeiten would be to work, and then arbeitete. Sich beeilen means to hurry, and that would be beeilte sich. I included the pronoun in here just to let you know it would go in the same position. Just be careful. Some of them do have like hard vowels at the end. For instance, Regen, right? It's regnete, regnete. And then another one, reden ends in a D, so it's redete, redete. Redete viel means like he talked a lot. Okay, so I have a couple in here that I'd like you to fill in the meaning and then the RCS form in the simple past. And then we'll just talk about them in class next time I see you. Bis bald.